All right. Good morning, everybody. How are we doing today? Great to have us all here. For those who don't know, I think I'll start the introduction. So please, if you can do me a favor, please put your introductions in the group, your name, where you're joining. Of course, if you'll be joining from the UK, okay, we have some members that will probably also join. So your name, where you're joining us from, which part of the UK or even outside the UK that you're joining us from, and what are you looking to take out of this session? I would love to have quick info about that. While you're doing that, I'll do my own quick introduction as well, because I don't want to assume that everybody here are already members of the Playtives aspiring co-ownership community. So my name is Gabriel Olatunji Legend. I am popularly called Mr. Legend. I am a founder of the Playtives aspiring co-ownership community. We also have the Playtives technology uh, limited business as well. And our whole essence or goal really is to help people build wealth through co-ownership. And we have shown it over and over again through tests that for many people who do not come from wealth, one of the easiest and fastest ways to build wealth, especially people who are even in the diaspora, is to actually co-own or leverage collaboration to actually build wealth. So in doing that, we have a community where we co-own things together, we co-fund things together, and we make money on things together on a monthly basis. Sometimes a lot of people come and ask questions around, where can I find something to give me 2% or 3% monthly? Sometimes you cannot pin to a specific platform, but you can do it together through a community. And that's something we have been doing actively together. If you are not muted, can you please mute yourself, please? Um, so so that's something that we have been doing together collectively. However, today's session, today's session is not about opportunities that we can more or less like places will manage to own for you. No, today's session is the fact that we are also every single time there are people who are looking for things that they can actively do or things that they can do passively and still make money, especially people in the UK. So we are always researching into those activities, into those opportunities. And when we seek significant interest, we say, okay, why not? Let's dig deep or dig further into this and help as many people as possible to understand this. So usually on every Friday, we have something we call Playtives Open House for our community members, where we share and talk about opportunities, that we currently have in Playtives and even how people can build wealth by themselves, share free session and then talk about the opportunities to co-own or to co-fund, and we just have good time on Fridays. But because this session was happening on a Saturday morning 10 a.m., for those who have indicated interest for letterbox, which is leaflet distribution, we decided to merge it together. That's why we're having some of our community members. So you may even have people who are not in the UK in this session. It's part of it, So this is still Playtives Open House, but we are just focused on talking about the UK leaflet distribution opportunity. All right, so welcome, guys. And please, if you can also let us know if you're already part of the Playtives community before now, that would be good. And if you are not in this, so as you are putting okay, I'm already seeing some already no names, familiar names. So I'm saying, but if you are not yet from part of the Playtives community, just let us know as well if you are not yet, and tell us why. All right, quickly. So today is supposed to be a practical session on how the business works, the franchise route, and how interested members, we are assuming that you also are a member already, can get into that opportunity. First, today is not about payments. You're not doing any payments as a way. We're hoping that at the end of this session, if you are really interested, because we want to answer critical questions for you. And if you are really interested, then we'll facilitate a way where you can actually meet the people, the owners or people who can actually truly hold you by the hand and you can actually run this thing yourself. And when you start making money, you remember me and the Playtives team in your paradise. All right. All right. Thank you very much. Akins. Okay, we'll talk about how to join. Please remind me, let me talk about it, how to join. I didn't think of that at the end. You just simply have to, straightforward, you apply through a form. If you go on my Instagram right now, you see a place that say apply to become a co-owner or something. I can't remember the exact term. The Playtives aspiring co-ownership community. You see a Google form. Fill the form. Once you fill the form, at the end of the form, it should give you the link to our community. And then you can apply to join. Then someone should accept you shortly. All right. That's that. So let's move on quickly. I want to move today. I'm hoping that today's session we can move in just an hour. I want us to cover the opportunity, how it works, the numbers, ways you can get in as an independent, as a franchise, or co-owning it, which is one of the things that we're advocating for. We're talking about it. So what we do at Playtives, sometimes we find a deal that people can co-own or we can co-fund. Playtives manages it, and then of course you just wait and collect money at the end of the month. But in this instance, one of the things we are trying to push for is that beyond those kind of deals, members look for yourself and say, I have this opportunity. Who wants to co-own it with me? Like that's the idea of some of these things that we are doing. So as you are saying this now, these things that you can co-own with one or two other people yourself, not Places managing. I know it's sweet that somebody manages to just collect money at the end of the month, but we need to also build bigger things individually together. So while you do that, these are the kind of opportunities that you need to find one or two people you can co-own it together, or you feel like you want to go at it yourself, you go at it yourself as well. All right. So, and of course, we'll talk about some of the current offers that some of us already know who are already part of the creative teams. And then for those who are not, we also share that as well. And then at the end, we'll take questions as much as we can. All right. Let's move to the next thing. So, leaflet distribution. Leaflet distribution. So, one of the things that many people do not understand is that there are people who are making I'm careful to use the word truckload of money. I like using that word, but permit me to use that word. And I'm not trying to sensationalize it. It's just the word that came to my mind. In different sectors, in different industries, and they are not doing what we call glamorous jobs, or what we call many people. If you're someone who working in tech, you assume that the person is making a lot of money, right? But there are people who are doing boring businesses, and they are making way more than many people who seem to be doing glamorous work or glamorous jobs. And one of those boring business is leaflet distribution. And how do you know? Every day there is somebody that is dropping something in your door, whether it's a letter, whether it's a post, whether it's a flyer, there's someone that is dropping something in your box every single day. Sometimes you go to a store or a shop, and then in front on the table you see flyers and you pick them. Someone is orchestrating and managing the process of you to see some of those flyers in those places. That's also still part of the leaflet distribution business. So a boring local business can still be valuable when local businesses need attention. And what does that mean? In the UK, for example, every business needs more people to know about them, because it's not every business that is a multinational that is big enough. Even the ones that are big enough, they create coupon codes, or they create product services that they advertise in and want people to buy, and they create flyers, they create pamphlets for all of those things. And especially in the UK, it has been proven that you can easily reach people through their door. 83% of average, I mean, it has also been recorded that there has been 83% of average engagement. And this was confirmed by market reach. Now, Royal Mail themselves confirmed that door drop, open, read, and read, it was retained. Like what it means is that when you put a flyer in this place, there's 70%, 74% chance that people are going to open it. They are going to read it, and they are going to keep it, because they are wondering they may use it or they may need it in the next couple of days or weeks, or sometimes in the future. So some of us may have received flyers or cards or something about eyes or glasses, or a coupon code for you to come and take your glasses. You just saw it at your door. Some of us saw the one for pizza received at your door. Some of us saw the one for a small mini supermarket. I don't. Please, can somebody confirm? Have you received any of those flyers in your house before? You saw it at your door, especially if you live in a house. I'm not sure about flats, but have you received any of that before? Can someone please let me confirm in the chat if you have? I have multiple times. And while you're answering that, I'll just move on. And top UK advertisers already even use this medium to advertise. Top UK advertisers. So the question is, why are they using it? Normally, people will say that, oh, flyer should be dead because we are not in the age of digital. Maybe in some places. For some reason in the UK, it's not. It's still thriving because of the door-to-door concept. So the question is, you must understand the opportunity here is the fact that businesses around us, they still need customers. So all the businesses around you, the cafe, the gym, the pizza shop, the barber, the grocery store, the church, the council, even the politicians around you, the supermarket, all of them, they still want to reach customers. They want to advertise a package. They want them to come and buy more. They want to create a campaign. They want to. So for us, we are deliberate about, as I mean, when I say for us, I'm talking about Playtives now. We are deliberate about not chasing the hype. I'm always deliberate about looking at what are the practical cash flow businesses that regular people can understand, organize, and potentially own or co-own. That's the whole essence of this. Now, how does the business actually work? First, the business is not you carrying paper or carrying flyer and going door to door to distribute it. Yes, you can if you choose to. However, I do not think that you are going to scale and become big doing that method. So because the whole idea, don't forget, is not to just create something that pays you a little, is to build something that is sustainable enough to make you earn well and to also build wealth. Don't forget, that's still the end goal of all of these things, build wealth. So if that is the case, you being the person to carry the flyer and be distributing here and there into 10,000 or 100,000 homes, you're just giving yourself another extra 9 to 5, or even more than even 9 to 9 job. I think that is not a smart way to go. So usually, the main work here is not about you distributing flyer. It's your ability to coordinate a team. Your ability to market and your ability to coordinate a team. That is the core central theme of this. Let me quickly see the chat. Oh, okay, severally. Oh, I can come. Okay, good. Oh, all the time. All right, great. I just wanted to confirm that I'm not the only one that always receive those messages or those flyers in my door. So I was saying that. What was I saying? So your ability to actually coordinate the marketing and coordinate the team, that is what it is. So simple. The business is actually finding businesses that want nearby customers. And all the businesses around you, all of them need nearby customers. All of them. The business is planning territory, streets, volume, timing. Oh, meaning that, okay, this is the time that this needs to go or get to this place. This is the postcodes that we are covering within the next hour or for this week. This is the number of flyer or whatever that needs to be distributed or that needs to be placed in certain sections. That planning that you need to do. Then who are the people that will help me to distribute this? Now, you can recruit people, part-time workers. You just pay them because you pay them based on how you're also paid. If you are paid £50, for example, for 100 or 1,000 flyers, you can pay your what's it called? Your co-worker. I'm just using a random number, £10, £20, and you retain the rest. So you can recruit that. However, one of the other methods that many people use is that they actually leverage all Royal Mail and some of these other parcel distributors to do the work for them in a bulk contract. So that's why you will notice that Royal Mail come to your house. They do not only put letter, they put a flyer. Someone already paid them to do that. Someone who has this kind of business already has a partnership with them to do that. And usually that partnership makes the cost cheaper in many instances. Now, many of those partnerships are possible through, I'm not sure if a lot of independent people can strike this partnership. I am not sure. Let me be very honest with you guys. However, I know that through franchise ownership, it's easy to strike some of those partnerships. So whether it's true in the finding recruit workers yourself, when I say workers, those are working and distributing, or leverage existing institution that can do that for you. But that's the whole essence. In many instances, what you want to do, you want to track it. There's GPS tracker around all of those things that manages, and then your report. How is it going? How many people were able to do this week? How much was able to come in this week? And you repeat others. So naturally, it's a business model that you can choose to do actively, and it's a business model that you can choose to do passively. Passively in the sense that you can just put 2 hours, 3 hours, whether in a day or a couple of hours in a week, say you are dedicating to this. Because all of the operations is not you that need to carry them out physically. Your main work of it is finding clients, and you can find clients. I don't know if I added that in this slide. You can find clients um, digitally online by basically sharing, talking about some of this, and getting people to or through adverts, Facebook ad, and all of those other ads. And that's digitally or physically by simply walking into a store and telling our shop or and tell them this is what we do. Do you need this service? And you only need to find 10 to 100 clients in quotes. 100 is only a lot. All you need is having a percentage of them on a retainer, meaning on a monthly basis, they have, or weekly basis, they have something that they are sharing. And there are some of those businesses that regularly, on a weekly, on a monthly basis, they have things that they want to share, they want to promote in the area. All right. I don't know if I don't know. Okay, I think it's probably in the slides. We'll probably get there. So let's move on. So question is, who pays you? Of course, you already know that the people or the organization that need attention in that area. So the restaurant and that does the takeaway or the owner. Funny thing is that there are even a lot of independent people who are doing businesses. Like they're doing businesses from their house. Like maybe it's takeaway or someone who makes meat pie, who makes and they do takeaway, they do all of those things. There are people like that I did not even cover there as part of your market. That some of them they post their messages through WhatsApp groups that can easily pay you for 100 flyers distribution or 500 flyer distribution or 1,000 flyer distribution in the territory that you manage. Because this is what I was going to say. Now, in this business, you are managing the territory. That territory will have a number of homes, especially in the franchise model, for example. For most franchise model, most of them, you are managing 100,000 homes territory. So 100,000 homes, like you are in charge to coordinate that. So meaning that you have created a way, a network, a worker system that can reach 100,000 homes in that territory that you manage. And so if anybody has a capacity that says they want to distribute something of 100,000, you have the capacity to do it. You can have multiple businesses. Now, in many instances, you will likely not do 100,000 homes. Sometimes it's a couple of thousand that you're going to do. Please, if you are not muted, can you please mute yourself? I will appreciate that. I will appreciate that. If you are not muted, can you please mute yourself? Okay, 1 second, so that we can also get some coordination. 1 second, guys. Okay, not sure why that is not working. Let's just go on. All right, I was trying to make it team member call so that they can handle, but some reason is not accepting. I think it's because I'm sharing my screen. Usually, except I stopped it, and since I didn't do it earlier. Let's move on. So who are the people that pay you? Who are around you? Restaurant, estate agents, gyms, salons, councils, schools, even politicians. When I say politicians, many of you are they say, come and vote for this person. Those are the people that they pay for all of those services. It's not free. Supermarkets, shops, churches, community groups, and all of that. And these are people you can potentially reach out to and say, I have this service, I can distribute this for you. I can even, I don't think I mentioned, I think I will get, okay, we'll get to that part, which is also, you see under this part. Now, beyond leaflet distribution, there's also other opportunity to make money in this business. One of them is that it can help them to design all the things that they need to do. Again, you don't have to do it yourself. In the franchise model, you can just leverage the franchise system. You have a job, you send to them, they design it for you, they even print for you. So meaning there's design opportunity earnings, there's printing earnings, there's delivery earnings, there's a tracking earnings. For those who want to track it, can choose to charge extra for it. You can create a monthly campaign package for a business. So it's a whole business that you simply just, in my opinion, I don't want to say that because maybe that may not be the experience for a lot of people, that you can manage passively with little amount of time, even with active work, because everything else work based on system. You are not actively the one running someone. Yeah, you are running the core critical areas, which is coordinating the process, coordinating the team, getting the clients, but the whole full operation is not managed or run basically by you. And there are a lot of should I call it value chains in between the whole thing that you can earn a lot more money as well. So potentially, let's look at how do you make money, really? Oftentimes, it's depending on how much volume, how much, simply, I would say how much volume that you are having. And I think at the end of the day, the number of repeat clients that you can have. So part of the things that we are going to verify a bit of when we're hoping to have a session for those who are truly, truly, really interested, they have their funds and all of that, with franchise owners, at least two of them that we have in mind to support those who are really interested. So to break some of those costs down. I know some of them based on a few things back end, but I always want it to come from there so that it's not Playtives trying to pitch an opportunity. Like I said, this is not a Playtives in quotes opportunity. This is more like what do we call it now? A CSR in quotes for our members and diaspora audience who are looking for opportunities that they can practically engage as much as possible. So if in your territory you manage 100,000, for example, and you can actively reach 20,000 to 30,000 homes every week, every week. So means that you have a number of businesses who are actively giving you clients, 20 to 30 or to 50 businesses in that area who are actually giving you clients. You can easily deduct and do what that calculation can come to. If all of them are paying you £50, depending, of course, remember, don't forget that there's the other part of the design, the printing and all of that, which if you had all of that together, sometimes it can reach up to £150, per 1,000 and all of that. So you multiply that. Let's say you're able to do 30, let's even say £50. I mean, let's £50 multiplied by 1,000. That's what? Who knows math? Who is very good at math? My committee member already know every time I'm doing this, when I'm talking money, they're always the one helping me calculate. So 50 multiplied by 1,000, that should be 50,000 or 5,000. Is that 50,000 or 5,000? Someone help me. 50 multiplied by 1,000. If I'm not helping me, I want me to do the calculation myself. Okay, 50K.
50K.
Okay, exactly. So if you now say, someone is paying me 50, what's going on? I'm mixing them up. I don't want to mix it up for you guys. So that people will not say, wow, why am I not, I'm mixing some things up. So now, in many instances, they will pay you, the business will charge, or you can charge the business rather, £50 to say, let me reach 1,000 homes for you. In some instances, like I said, when there are multiple packages layers involved, you can charge up to 100 or more to reach 1,000 homes for you. Now, where you have the capacity to reach 100,000 homes, and then let's say you are on an average on a weekly basis, you are able to reach 20,000 homes to 30,000 homes. You simply now want to say that, okay, if I can reach 20,000 homes in that period, I can basically adjust that amount in that. And on a regular, weekly basis, it's a business that can realistically do between 5,000 to 7,000 pounds for you, like realistically for you in that. Of course, there are factors around VAT charges and all of those, some of those franchise fees and obligations that you also work around as well. So for anybody who is looking to get in, I've always pitched that you have three options. One of them is that you can be an independent. Second one is that, okay, thank you, Akins. So I was trying to say chat. Second one is you can do it as a franchise. And the third one is that you can own it. Now, independent, I do not fully, except you are a super charismatic person, you are a self or a self-starter, you have network and all of those things, or you are a strong member in your community, all of those things. I think that you are just going to be doing a lot of, you can cut your stress by half without having to do it independently. But the good thing is that if you do it independently and you're able to do successfully, at least the first year will be hard. But the thing really is that you are not paying anybody else. You'll not be paying. Is someone okay? You are going to pay anybody else, so you are going to make all of those money yourself. However, the second option is for you to just franchise. Why? I mean, there's already a model that works. There is how it is run. There is how you can find workers. There's how you can print. There's how you can design. There's how you can do almost all of the. There's a system. So you get trained on exactly all of the system. So it's easy and straightforward. Now, the franchise system will cost you money because usually for most of the franchise system, you start from around £10,000. Many of them 10,000, 10,500, 10, for franchise system. Usually, I think the highest I think I've seen maybe 12,000, usually around 10, 10,500 and all of thereabouts for many of them. So you pay the money, they give you all of their structure, all of their system, and the territory that you can manage. And the territory that you manage, it means that, okay, in this territory, anything that you need, anything that you need to, you can do business for this number of homes. So when they get business in that area, you become the also go-to, the person that they channel it through. So for many of them, you even have to leverage their website so that they create the websites in their name, in your own name, so you don't bother too much about all of the things, all processes that you need to follow. And it just comes to you. Of course, the third option, which is not necessarily an option, is that in many instances, I pitch that when you're doing opportunities like this, whether it's big or small, find a way to co-own it with somebody else. So that if it fails, it is the two people that will be crying together. It will not be one person. And if you succeed too, you're also going to do it together. And eventually you can ask, okay, find a way to split or stand on your own afterwards. Now, it's not compulsory. There are a lot of people who are going to go at it by themselves. That's okay. However, if you know me, if you know I've talked about it, I've spoken about it, that as much as possible, let's try to do it together with someone. That way we can leverage knowledge together, leverage resources together. If you are not muted, can you please mute? I don't know why I'm not able to make some of my team co-hosts. I think because I'm sharing, so they'll be able to help me mute. Thank you very much, guys. So, yeah. So for us, really, our role today really is to identify those who are truly interested and help you to clarify the model as best as possible. Then, of course, bring only those who are interested now, bringing a franchise owner or owners into that session for a proper deep dive, and of course for admittance in quotes into their franchise opportunity. So there are two of those franchise people that we're looking at, and you can also decide to. One of them is door to door and short to door. Both are doing well in the market. Some of them have offices across, and door to door is bigger. However, I do not always, while we are coordinating, we are finding a way to coordinate to ensure that either of them or even both of them meet with us separately and offer their terms and all of that. Sometimes you may have challenges with bigger platforms because they're already big. The kind of support that they're going to give you may not be as someone who is still very hands-on. Short to door is big, but it's more hands-on, in my opinion. In that regard. So, of course, in some of those sessions, we address some of the other things that you need to accordingly in there. So, what we're doing now is that for those who are interested, before we are going to take questions, we are going to take questions at the end. We'll run through everything, then we'll take questions at the end. For those who are interested, you simply let us know that you're interested in the franchise and all of that. And then we'll find a way that if it is possible, if you're interested in co-ownership, is there anybody around in the community or in this group or in this community who are around your area? Or now, another thing, take note, the territory that you manage may not be in the area where you also live, or it doesn't have to even be in the area where you also live. It can, but it doesn't have to, if you get what I mean. So basically, see if there is anyone you can co-own this with or manage this with, and then you guys can run it together. Of course, it means as you run it together, your profit will be divided together. So take note of that. But this is also particularly good for people who always need accountability, always need an extra hand for them to do things. For some of us, so for some people, they can do things on their own. For some other people, you always need somebody, an account. So in this case, and it's also another opportunity for you to build relationship in the UK. Many of us are doing life alone. It's an opportunity for you to deliberately build that. So for those who are interested, we're going to create a list. And to be honest, I've not thought of the best way for us to create a list. I'm thinking we are going to do it in the group or on this call. I'm hoping to a suggestion and then see where we fall. Those who are interested, those who want to coordinate, those who want to individually own it. Then once we have that list, then we now bring in some possibly this coming week, which is starting this coming week or in next 1 or 2 weeks. And then that way you can now commit into doing this fully. But we are deliberate about bringing so that even as places, we can also remove any bottleneck that you may have, coordinate with those people to ensure that you get the best support that is needed and you're able to actually achieve this goal as well. So I think before I just go into the normal Playtives opportunity, I want to ask if there are any specific questions from us so that we can take some of those questions as much as possible. So while you're trying to put some of those questions down, part of the around what are the possibilities of money earnings that you can do here. You know, earlier I mentioned that we can do if you are charging a home, maybe a business £50 for 1,000 homes distribution, which is a standard rate, not a full campaign and all of that. Now the client that wants to reach 50,000 homes, that is within your territory. Now multiply 50 by how many now? Because that should be like 5,000 per one client. The client that want to reach what's it called now? 100,000 homes. That should be how much? If we even do the calculation, just like 50,000 that wants to reach, across 100,000 homes, about £5,000. So if you look at all of that now, usually most clients they do not do the full territory. Usually they peak between like 5,000 to 20,000 homes at a time. Of course, within a time frame that is agreed upon as well. So for many of these, what you are thinking is an average of £150 to £800 per client. Like by client order on an average. So what that means is that you just simply need to have, in so many instances, 3 to 7 clients that can pay you well, averagely, on a weekly basis, or even on a monthly basis, because if one client that is doing a 100,000 home is paying you 5,000 to reach 100,000 home. Now imagine that you have 5 of that client. So if you have 5 of that client, it's 5,000 multiplied by what? 5 of it. That's 25,000. If you make that in a month, let's say that it's not in a month, let's say you make it even in 2 months. As a business, not many small businesses in the UK are earning that or are making that. And like I said, there are other costs around printing, around design, a lot of management that is there that a lot of people are also not leveraging yet. So, I think I should stop here. I don't want to keep rambling about it. First is, are there any questions? Do we understand this? Can you guys see my screen? It's telling me my screen is paused. Can you still see my screen?
Yes, we are on. If you are interested, that's the
Oh,
screen you can see.
okay. Thank you very much. All right. So Before we go into just quickly do like a 5-minute Playtives opportunities. Are there any questions? Are we clear on this? Are there any questions? Are there any concerns? Is this something that anybody is also interested in? We are still going to ask in the group as well, or one of the team members will reach out. So that we see if we can coordinate and also bring a franchise owner to help us with that as well. So feel free to either raise or type your question or raise or just unmute yourself to ask. And if there's anything you're not clear about, so please feel free to mention them as well. Does it mean that we're all clear? I can't see any chat or any. Does it mean we are all clear? This is good. There's no questions asked. There's no questions to ask. Can we get the slides to review again in our personal time? Not a problem. Yeah, we can share that. What are the risks involved? I don't know how to answer this question. Risk involved. It's a business, okay? Maybe I need to clarify this again. This is a business that you are running yourself or managing yourself with yourself or you and somebody else. So it's not the difference is that if you are leveraging it as a franchise opportunity, you are buying an existing system. So you don't have to be looking for, how do I start it? How do I register it? How do I do this? You are registering, you are liaising with an existing system that already been doing it in multiple areas. So that existing system give you an area that you are going to be in charge of, your own territory of sorts. So you now manage, coordinate, meaning find clients and then manage the distribution or the coordinates this client, the team rather that will help you fulfill the demands of the clients. So if you have 5 clients, for example, like I said, the goal should be to even find 3 to just 5 clients in this kind of business. 5 clients that is ready to do 20,000, 50,000, 100,000. You are fine on a weekly, even on a monthly basis. So risk involved. You are registered. You are operating with an existing franchise system. Okay, maybe the only risk is, I don't know if I should call it risk. I do not see it as risk, is you cannot find clients. That's like I don't even think, I don't want to call that risk. I don't think that's even it's not even, I don't think that is not a risk. So when you say risk involved, it's a business that you are running, you are legally allowed to run the business. So it's not like and you now have a franchise network behind you that supports you in running the business. So it's not like they even set it up for you and leave you. They are guiding you across on a daily or the weekly basis. You're able to, they are getting report. There are any issues that you're having, they are supporting you with it. You can reach out to them at any time. So you have that. So when you say risk involved, I don't think that is applicable. Is anybody else, if there's any other risk you can think of, maybe you can mention so that maybe I'm the one that is not envisaging it, so that's that. Akinkumi says, cost to enter for each person if we go through the corner route. Okay, let me explain it again. I have a feeling that some of you are assuming that this is like a Playtives opportunity. That there are normal opportunities where you can hold a unit and all that. This is not that type. I think that's the assumption that some people please, if you have that assumption, please let me know in the comments. No, this is the one where you are owning. Once you even start owning it, Playtives has no business. We are not collecting any. You are not going to be, like if Playtives coordinates it, Playtives is going to be part of it and at least something from it. This is not, you own this business. We are simply more like bringing it to your attention to say these are opportunities that you can leverage to earn money passively in the United Kingdom, or even actively if you want to in the United Kingdom. So the cost to entry for a franchise, if you are not doing franchise, you can start instantly with even less than £1,000 or thereabouts. All you, like I said, is get clients. That's all you need to do and learn all the things that you need to learn in the course of that. But if you are doing through the franchise model, cost to entry is about 10,000 or 10,500. Usually that's what they charge, the franchise they charge. When you give them the money, they train you and give you all the tools you need, give you a territory, everything, how you get clients, how you get everything, and then you can start running the business from day one once you conclude that. So that's the cost. Now, what we're advocating also is that you can, if you are choosing to co-own it, it means you need to find one person or two people or three. They can be in this same group or in this same community. Say, I want us to co-own this together. So you guys will decide, okay, it's just two people we need. So if there is two people, let's say it's 10,000, 5,000. If it's four people, it is 2,500 pounds together. And then the money is not paid to Playtives. It's not, again, remember, it's not a Playtives. This is the franchise owner. And I already gave you guys at least two franchise owners that we're hoping that we can bring to guide us in that regard. So I hope that answers or answered, which is the right English, your question, Akinkumi, Kimbile. Bolitbe, please ask your question. You raised your hand. Go ahead.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Legend.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, I'm new here, and I was kind of logged in and out on while I joined in. So I just have a few questions. You've been speaking on franchise. Yeah, for individuals that want to go into this, how do we approach this? How do we necessarily have to join a group before you like? Because with what I've heard, it's still not totally clear to me. So I would not mind if you kind of break it down a lot more for us. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
Okay, yeah. So for anybody who is interested in this, let me be very clear. What we are going to do, I think, to make it very easy and straightforward, is you simply need to indicate that you are interested in this franchise. You already know what the cost is. You already know the earning potential in it. If you don't know, I'm quick to run through it again. That's what I want to know. Just let me know the areas you are not clear about, so that way I can touch on it. So let's start from the which area now? What the franchise really is. It simply means that there is already an existing business. It's not different from, for example, many of you have Nisa Local in your area. Nisa Local, that shop, Nisa Local. For those, in case you don't know, Nisa Local, most of the Nisa Locals that you are seeing around, and one stop, most of the ones that you are seeing around, they are franchises. What does it mean? Someone or some people already established the business. They have one or two or three locations. They are now saying that now you, if you have money, give us the money. We will set this up for you. And you can, in a particular location, find the best location and you can start running it yourself. Those kind of franchise models, so we plan to bring them to those that have money and share with yours as well, by the way. But we are just taking that the small ones that people can start on the small money. That's the idea of these ones that we are talking about now. So that's what it is. So in this case, there are also people who are already doing the leaflet distributions, are already in the UK. Many of them do not yet cover the whole of the UK. They cover certain territories. So what you do is that, okay, you approach them, say you are interested in owning their franchise. So it's like you are using their name. It's like you are now the owner of a Nisa Local, but only in the territory. You cannot take that Nisa Local away from that territory and take it to another territory. No, it has to be there, except you buy the franchise for another territory as well. So it's the same. You are buying a franchise for a particular territory. So this territory that you have bought for, you can now do business in that territory. And what is the business? Find clients that are that wants to distribute flyers across all the homes in that territory. And then you do it. When they too find clients that want to do business in that territory, which is your franchise owners, they channel it to you because you are the owner of that territory. You understand? So what are the potential to make money? The clients pay you. Apart from the client paying you, they pay you either just for distribution, they pay you for design, they pay you for printing of the flyers and all of those things, and all of that, or pay you for the whole campaign. So usually, depending on area, different things, let's say the average amount, which is £50 per 1,000 homes. So you now have in your territory 100,000 homes. And the person says, okay, I want to reach 100,000 homes. That is easy £5,000 that you can sort out or reach out in a week. Now, if you have 5 clients that want to do that, reach out in a week as well. That is easy £5,000 multiplied by 5 clients that you can get in a week. And let's say It's not even a week. Sometimes I like it, let's say it's in a month. That is easy with £25,000 that can come in a month. I will even like to, sometimes I like to even bring it. Let's say that it's not even in a month, it's in 2 months. 5 clients that is able to do 100,000 each. That is 25,000 in 2 months. It still makes sense. Let's even not even break it down further and say it is in 3 months. Do you see what I'm doing? 25,000 in 3 months is still bigger than many. Do you understand? Do you see the potential, the opportunity? So you don't necessarily need to have billions or hundreds of clients. You just need the right amount of clients that make the right amount of orders. Do you understand this? And your own goal can just be even quarterly to plan or to structure this. I hope that answers that question. So about those who want to get in, it's simple. You indicate in the group. Now, if you're already in the group, you're not in the group, so that, okay, you were part of the session, you're interested. We'll probably find a way to just add you in a separate group or put your details down, or my team members will do that. And then we'll now bring the owners, the franchise owners, to speak to you, more like have a session with us collectively, those interested. And then that way, you already have an idea of everything that you need. So it's just that, okay, that session again is just so like more like to clarify again, in quotes. And then they send you the form to fill, all of those things. You make payment to them, and you can continue to run. And in the instances where there are issues, we can find a way to also, as Playtives, try to coordinate. But usually there's no, it's in the UK, there's no, those kind of issues do not even usually exist. What's the average rate per territory your business, what's the average rate per territory your business would clients from the franchise? I do not get that English. You mean your business would, what is the average rate per territory? I get that part, but when you say your business would client from the franchise, I think that would, it meant something else, but I can't place it. But let's say average rate per territory. I said this, it differs. Average rate, we already said, is between £30 to £50. And it's often based on the clients that you are finding. If you are using regular individual clients as simple, those ones can easily, you're just a regular person who is doing business on WhatsApp. They can easily give you £30 to distribute for them. But you make money to, okay, we can also help you to print. We can also help you to, and then you can make in that regard. So then I say, okay, help us to reach 5,000 homes, help us to reach 20,000 homes. Usually, average number, most people want to reach at least 20 to 50,000 homes because it's in the bulk of it that they actually see results. They know that already. And you already have within your network 20,000 homes that you already have a team that can reach out to, that can reach it. So you are charging them, like I said, £50, per that's 50,000, that's 2,500. Per 50,000 homes, that's 2,500. I can easily make from that. Now, I think I already mentioned earlier that the way it works often is to look at it in a bit of a campaign bulk look, where you expect like £150 to like £800 per client order on average, because the client wants to reach this certain number of people. So meaning one client who is doing £150 to £800. So the question is, can I find 5 clients that can do £150 to £800 clients? And I'm using 5 because I'm just using small. We are not using, you can do 10 clients, you can do 20 clients, you can do, you get me, 50 clients. I'm just using that basic number. I hope that answered your question. Or maybe if you help me type the final part of that question, Taiwo. I came late for this franchise model. How much do we pay to them? And then from each client, how much do we pay them? Now, in many instances, usually you keep your money, as in you keep the, what's it called now? The earnings. However, what some of them do is that the business, the print and all of those things that you need to do, you do it through them because they also have a printing business, a printing agency. So as you are doing it through them, it is their rates or their charges that you are, so they are earning from all of that as well. In many instances, do you understand? So it's structured in a way that you are able to keep all or most of your money in that instance. But when it comes to the prints, which we are going to have to be involved in, you leverage them to to run the print for you because they also run a print business. So it's a franchise that is powered by the print. The print is one of the money makers of the sector. The distribution is just you get it. It's just the one that you are using to get clients in code, but it's something that powers it from under. I hope that answers your question, Dakpo. Please, where would we rewatch the recording for those who join late? We'll send the link into the Playtives ownership community. Okay, if you are not even in the regular community, the one that we created for this letterbox, we can share it maybe today or tomorrow, even though that group will close within the next few days. Only those who are interested will move to another group and all of that. So please, where would we rewatch because the reason is because we have many groups. We want to reduce the too many groups that we're having for too many things. So where would we okay, I think I answered that. How or who sources the actual distributors of the leaflet? Those that put the leaflet through the foot soldiers. Now, so one is that they are going to show you the secret around that. One of them, I've told you before that. For those who did not hear that, I said that there is an opportunity. Many people, or many of these platforms, do not even use individual workers, which is working. It's not workers, it's workers. Those are working to distribute. They are leveraging the existing Royal Mail or models to say they are the one that. So as Royal Mail is delivering your letter or delivering letter, they're also putting the flyer on the door. And even if the Royal Mail does not have a flyer to put on the particular door, they are just going to the door and put it just to meet the number of flyers that they need to distribute in that area. So while you can use independent part-time workers, you can also leverage existing models like Royal Mail to help you do some of those distribution, all of that. However, it's the franchise owners will train you on all of that and how you can even easily spot or identify. Many times there's already network. They also have a network that you can always easily tap into and leverage in that regard. I hope that answers your question, Madam Pauline. Does the franchise determine TGIS? What's TGIS? Sorry, my business skinny is not. Oh, does the franchise determine this? Oh, sorry, I think it's this that you meant. Okay, yes. I think what you mean is that do they determine those who the soldiers? In many instances, you can recruit independently yourself, but they put you through on how you can find them, and many times they show you their own network that you can leverage. The point of the franchise is so that you don't have to do everything yourself. The system, use their own system so that you reduce your own efforts. And honestly, it's one of the ways to manage your own time, reduce your own efforts in that regard. So, yeah. So I hope that answers, or how am I keep saying? I hope I have answered that question. Any other question? You can also unmute yourself. Any other question? Any other question? All right. In the absence of no other question, I think what we'll do is I want to know those who are interested. But just before we get to that, I would say for those who are interested, please just go into the current group that you are in, which is the letterbox group, and say that you are interested. One of our team members will take your details and then add you to a group. Or I don't know. Honestly, maybe we'll remove those who are not interested from the current group and just leave the other ones there. Whichever one, well, have your details and then see how we can bring the support that you need for you to actually get started in that regard. So I think that's that. So we'll move on. So please, and you can also let me know in the chat. So for those who are interested, maybe you can also find someone we can co-own this with. First, let us know, are you interested to do it alone? Are you interested to co-own it with somebody? So that we can find people for you, or you can find people yourself in the group that you can co-own it with. To wrap up, we've already spent 1 hour, so I want to just quickly wrap up in the next few minutes, like 10-15 minutes. And we'll just rush through this because some of us already know this already before now. The current Playtives opportunities, usually for those who don't know, Playtives community, we do something where we co-fund things together for us to make money on a monthly basis. One of the things that we co-fund together is palm oil supply trade. And I will do the explanation in simple terms. What it means is that in Nigeria, for example, and this happens all across the world, not just in Nigeria, but in Nigeria, for example, there are big companies like FMCGs, Dufil, and the likes, Dangote, Olam Oil, and all of them, many of them, that need palm oil in large quantities, because palm oil is one that is used to make your soap, is one that is used to make your cutlery, your soap, your cosmetics, is one that is used to make cream. Palm oil is used in making even Indomie noodles, and they make some of these goods in large quantity on a daily basis. So there are companies that need them, like they have LPOs of thousands of metric of tons that they need every month. So they say, oh, we need 5,000 metric tons, and they have their regular suppliers. They don't work with everybody. So now, in many instances, the supplier will meet the number of metric tons they can meet. So meaning if there's 5,000 metric tons, the supplier will meet 3,000 metric tons or 2,000 metric tons, and the company will pay the supplier for that. But the other metric tons that are not met, they just wait till the next month to get another APO and repeat the same process. So what we have done as a community is approach one or two of these suppliers and say, you do this, you make money from this. You're not muted. Can you please mute yourself, please, so that we don't distract other people? Now, these shortfalls that you have, instead of letting it go to waste, can you give us some of them? Even if it's 50 metric tons, you can give us. If it is 100 metric tons, you can give us. Let's take it as a platform. We will fund the buying of that goods. So you don't have to fund it. We'll fund the buying of the goods. So when you supply to the supplier pays. It's our money. The difference is that you only get a commission on it. And they don't mind. Why? Because they already made their money, and it's not an extra money, and they can make on it. Now, it's not every supplier that will agree to it oftentimes. Usually, they will just say, oh, let me just give you a percentage. Usually, because many of them are protective of their trade and their trade secrets. Many of them will not even tell you exactly what they are making in that regard. But based on relationship, we've been able to establish one or two that is able to do that model for us. And let me give you a practical example of what can be handled. From past trade that we have done, 1 metric tons of palm oil is 1,927,000, if I'm correct. Guys, remember, let me correct me if I'm wrong. 1,927,000 or so. Is it 1 million or 2 million? Please, I think it's 1 million. So 1,927,000. Now, 50 metric tons, that's the full truck load. There can be 30 metric tons, there's 50 metric tons. 50 metric tons, just multiply that 1,927,000 by 50. I think it gave us 90 million something, 90 something million. Now, if you supply that 90 something million, when it is being sold, no, I think it's 1 million now. Yeah. Now, when it is being sold, when you buy 1 metric ton, 1,927,000, when you are selling it 2,030,000, if I'm correct. That was then, not now. So I'm just giving, because the price changes every month. If you look at the margin should be around 100,000, 100 and something thousand. Then that's for 1 metric ton. Then you are now buying 50 metric tons, or you are buying 100 metric tons. So multiply the 100 and something thousand, or 100,000 multiplied by 50 metric tons, that's about 5 million. Or multiplied by 100 metric tons, that's about 10 million. And it's a trade that you are buying now. Within 15 to 30 days, you have supply, you have made your money. You can go again and again, if it is possible, it's available. Sometimes it takes longer than 30 days, maybe 45 days, but in our own case, we have strike a deal for 30 days. So that way it means that even while the trade owner, the supplier is still waiting for cash from the whatever, he can use his own cash to pay us while waiting in those instances. So those are like things that trade back-end deals that I don't always talk about, but it's part of the whole deal. But point is, that's the profit margin on it. Now, of course, the person that is doing it for you, the trade supplier, says, okay, no, I'm going to take on each metric tons 40% or 30% or whatever number of percent. Let's say it's saying 40,000 naira. Now, 60,000 naira or 60-something thousand naira multiplied by 50 metric tons is still a lot of money. 50 metric tons or multiplied by 100 metric tons is still a lot of money. Do you understand my point of view? So in our case, we've struck a balance around what they are charging on top of each of the metric ton. And at the end of the day, on that 50 metric ton truck, our profit margin is about 4 million something. So meaning someone who owns a 90 million truck, like not own the truck, like the goods inside of it to supply it, trade, it getting 4 million, I think 4.6 or 4.7 million or thereabout on it, and in 15 or 30 days. Now, what we have done is that we have been able to co-fund it. So many people do not have 90 million, but somebody has 5 million, somebody has 1 million. I think the minimum is 500,000. Somebody has 7.5 million and all of that. So the options available is that you can own it outrightly. So only meaning that you own it full truck and you get the profit on that full truck. You can co-own it Now, there's a minimum amount to co-fund it rather, sorry, not co-fund it. Minimum amount for co-funding is 7.5 million to co-fund it. So as you co-fund it, no, sorry, was 7.5 million. Right now, we'll not talk for the next one. So you co-fund it. So the same thing, based on how much you are co-funding it, you get a percentage in the stock. So meaning if it's 90, the truck is 90 million and you co-fund for 7 million, you just aggregate 7 million of 90 million. What's the percentage? That's your percentage, your equity in that trade. So as it's supplied and paid, that's the percentage that you get from the money. Is determined in advance because it's based on an LPO that's already issued in that regard. And of course, I didn't mention this. Playtives take a platform fee in quotes. Usually, when you do an investment with investment platforms give you a percentage while they make all the other money. What we are trying to do with our Playtives co-ownership community is that the members or the people who co-own the thing make the bulk of the money while we as a platform make percentage. I must say this, the reality of members is not it has not been a profitable model for us. So we may tweak a few things because we see that we are even spending more managing the process. So we're looking at tweaking a few things. For example, our truck ownership. I'm jumping the gun. We did not envisage planning or earning money from it before now, but we are realizing coordinating and all of those things is costing. So we are intentionally adding process for places to make money in it, even though we are negotiating with some of the members who are raising some objections around it. But let's come back. I jump ahead. If you are confused, don't worry, I'll get there. So for the palm oil supply co-ownership or co-funding, that's possible. So you can fully own it, or which is fully co-fund it rather. You can fully fund it, or you can co-fund it. Minimum entry is 7.5. But there's a third option to say, I don't want to fully fund, I don't want to co-fund, I just want to get fixed monthly profit from it. So what's the fixed monthly profit? It can be 2%, it can be 2.5%, it can be 3% on a monthly basis. Now, if you do 2%, if you say you want to do 2%, that's the reason why you can do 2% because you are locking your fund for 3 months. Remember, the co-fund, you are not locking your money, or full fund is instant. As soon as this thing is supplied in 30 days, you get your fund back and your profits. You can choose to go again if you want to. There's another deal if not. But if you are doing the 2% or 3% or 2.5%, you have to lock your fund for either 3 months to 6 months or 9 months, and then 12 months. If you lock your funds for 3 months, you get 2% monthly. And then at the end of the 3 months, you get your full money. If you lock it for 6 to 9 months, you get 2.5% monthly. And then at the end of the cycle, the lock period, you get your full money. If you lock it for 12 months, you do the same. Now, that is the current model that we currently run. It's important to say this. However, we are going to be tweaking a bit of that model in the sense that it's been hard managing everybody, individual. Oh, I have 1 million, I have 1,000. I will not like this. Is me being vulnerable to some of our members, managing some of the process, the team members, the accounting person, over how much. So what we have been trying to do is create a platform that makes it easier for our community members to do it. So meaning that when there's a new deal, we just let you in the group that, oh, there's a new deal on the platform. So you go there, you see that, okay, this one is available just for 3 months. This is the profit, like potential projected profit you're going to see on it. On a monthly basis, it's going to be 2% on a whatever. So it's easier, it's coordinated. You don't have to be sending mails. I will not lie to you. Do you know how many emails we try to? That doing it manually is stressful, really. So we are doing all of that. We'll still maintain the community for extra info, extra all of those things, but that will likely be happening. I'm hoping that it's possible that before the next trade cycle, which is supposed to be September, starting from September 10, we do it every 10th to 10th. Like August 10, the current trade is running right now, starting from August 10 to September 10, and then September 10 to but we're hoping that before then the platform will be ready, so for community they can do that right now. So right now you can feel an expression of interest from Playtives 4, but you will likely not get the regular agreement that will be sent to your email for you to fill, for you to all of those things. When the platform is ready, we'll probably just say, oh, this is the platform. Except the platform does not get ready before then, that's when we'll go through the old route. So most likely you'll just be able to do it by yourself. And if you have any questions, you can address them in the group. I hope that, please, especially if you are a committee member, if you understand what I just said, please let me know in the chat. Or if you are confused, let me know too, because sometimes I want to be sure that I'm really communicating. But that's one of our opportunities. We co-fund commodity trades together. It's not just palm oil, commodity trades. We are going to be bringing all of that. We are sure we're certified that there's money there. We have measured all the risk. We have covered all of that. And then we can, as a community, we can co-fund, we can make money from it. So that's one. We already have people who are already doing that. Many of them are also here as well. So the second opportunity is truck ownership. We just introduced this. This is our one of the things we are trying to do. We want people to own assets that make money for them together. So as we go along, we are going to own real estate together. We are going to own businesses together. We are going to own a bank. I've said it before that we're going to own a bank together. I gave an example. I said that to own a bank, what's it called now? A microfinance bank in Nigeria, the smallest version of it, I think the community one, the license is 200 million naira. Now, it's possible that one person here cannot afford 200 million, However, do you know that 40 of us can afford 200 million? 20 of us may be able to afford 200 million. 10 of us may be able to, do you understand what I mean? There are 20 of us, because 200 million multiplied by 2 million, divided by 2 million. How much is that? Is that not 40 if I'm correct? Is that 40? I think so. So it means 2 million multiplied by 40 of us can actually get a license for a community bank that we can start running. Then we'll find a management team of experienced banker to run it successfully. We coordinate it and all of that, and we continue to earn in all of that process. It's not just, so the goal is for us as Playtives is identify profitable ventures and opportunities that members of our people can co-own together. We are building, I say to people that we are building the largest community of co-owners in the world. So we have not even scratched the surface as much. We started with co-funding because it's instant, easily. You can make money instantly so that we understand a bit of the model. Because a lot of people don't even yet understand the model. It's not crowdfunding, in quotes, that we are doing. No, it's not. I don't know how to explain it. But I don't like talking about it too much because I feel like as we do it, we learn it. We all understand it as we go along. But the end goal is all of us must build wealth together. The way many people are wealthy in the world, in Nigeria, outside Nigeria, and they are wealthy because they are related to somebody, or they know someone who has an opportunity, or they are related to somebody who is wealthy. Someone who is wealthy drag them up into it, show them. What happens to the bulk of the populace who do not know about these opportunities, who do not know that some of these things exist? Before, for example, many of us who are currently in the palm oil supply trade, and I showed us how they make money, how the money is made in that sector. Many people here were not aware that there is that kind of money being made on a recycle basis. When someone tells you that I'm a trader, the way you look at them, you're just like, not very rich. They are one of the richest people. And I'm not talking small. There are small side traders. There are big time traders in different sectors. So the point is that, one of the second opportunities we have is called haulage truck ownership. What it means is that you own the truck. This one is not funding the truck. You own it. The truck is registered in your name or in the names of the co-founders or co-owners. And as you own the truck, you don't have to be running the truck. What we have made easy is that we will organize or find a management team, either in-house or externally, that you can lease the truck to, and they pay you on a monthly basis. They carry the headache of the truck. You register the truck, you register it in your name, you do the insurance, all the things that you need to do for the truck, but you now lease it to the management, and they can pay you on it on a monthly basis. We have a current option where a truck is available for about 80 million that we are trying to do. I think the session was yesterday or day before yesterday with those who were interested in that truck. And then it was decided that the slot should be 2 million naira per slot. So you own 2 million per slot. You can do 5 slot, 10 slot, or whatever number. But that will determine your number of equity in the stock. All the co-owners will also be will know themselves. So meaning if 3 people own the stock, you will know a truck. You will know yourself. You can liaise with yourselves. You can see the truck. You can do, and then you can lease the truck out. So that way you don't have to run it. And then the potential earning from that, I think we've already covered that in some of the sessions. We have a video for that, so if you're interested in that too, because the last session we did a video. You can watch the video. So we just sent that video and real expression of interest form or slots allocation form to those who indicated interest in that. I think that was 2 days ago, if I'm correct. But that's one other opportunity that I think that anyone who is interested in can also come in. We have put in also a way that Playtives will earn from it, because before now we're not putting a way Playtives will earn from it, and it's not sustainable for us to continue to run that way. I'm having to see that because I'm realizing that I'm having to spend my money to run some of the Playtives operations, and there's no business will be sustainable that way. So we're having to find a way that Playtives earn from some of these things. So we create some models. But like I said, some people were raised that some of the money, what we are looking to earn from some of those things is a bit high. We are looking at what we can adjust, but at the moment it's still what it is. But we're looking at what we can adjust with those who are interested in that regard. But that is available if something you're interested in. You fill the form. Just indicate, of course, in the group, and then we can share the video with you again that we have with the last session, so that any question you have concerning it, it has already likely been answered in that particular video. And then the last thing I want to invite you to is the Wealth Table Masterclass. I heard someone say that, Mr. Legend, why should I attend the Wealth Table Masterclass when I get all of these free things from you every Friday already, which is our normal Playtives Open House where we talk about money and all of that. And I said that for those who have attended, they will tell you that what we do every Friday is not the same as what happens in the Wealth Table Masterclass. The goal of Wealth Table Masterclass for me is to inspire you and show you practically how you can actually build a passive income that you can let me use the word, you can live on or retire on, meaning that you can choose not to be working and your money can be working for you. But you have to first do certain things over a period of time to achieve it. So if you want to be able to earn £5,000 or £10,000 or 5 million naira, like monthly, passively, without you actively, what do you do? How do you work? How do you structure your whatever? What are the investment opportunities? What are the stocks? Like and it is practical. It's not like talking at you. You have a document that we are doing things together all through. So it's like what I do for my one-on-one wealth session that I bring into that masterclass, And I think that, so if you are interested, I think the next session is happening next month. This month, 29th. That should be next week, even if I forgot it's next week. So please, if you're interested in that, you can still buy the class. I think it's 10, is it 10,000 or 15,000? Or thereabouts. You can scan the code here or ask for the link somewhere. The link, you can see the links under the register here, or asking someone will send that across to you. So I think that covers the opportunity. Let me see if there are any questions that we have so that we can go. Any other question before we close the meeting? I was hoping that we'll finish at 11:15. It's already 11:18. Any other question? Please send the video for Haulage slots and further info. Sure. Okay, maybe we'll just put it in the group because we only sent it to those who fill the expression of interest form for that class and for that opportunity. Ade is raised your hand. Please go ahead, Ade. Your line is breaking.
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me?
It's really breaking, actually.
Okay. I wanted to say, can you take a question from any more in the chat if you can hear?
I'm just saying that I wanted to say, and it's really breaking. So if you can put it in the chat, I didn't hear actually anything you said, or except maybe you can change your network or something. But I didn't hear. Please send the video. Okay, yeah, we will send it. What happens if one critical member of management is not available? Does it? No, it doesn't. It doesn't. And to be honest, that's a very, very critical question. Very critical question. And what we are building, we have a team already. But we are trying to grow very fast. That in the coming months, you guys will not recognize Playtives, such that before now, we were trying to, okay, maybe I see some of us are members. We're trying to build organically and just grow and just do, some of the things, operation, I'll fund it myself. I'll just, just run that way. However, from some of the things that we are seeing, we realize that, no, you cannot, if we really want to make the impact, because if we want to make the kind of impact that we want to make, then we cannot run it that way. So, I don't know if I should say it, but venture capital will be coming in, let me put it like that, into the Playtives organization. And what that means is that we are structuring it big, like the Piggyverse, like Bamboo and the likes. I still want to maintain this community feel. For some reason, it's a bit important to me. We may have to reduce it, like I said, but I still want to maintain that. So, and what that means is that it's not Legend, Gabriel, or I know you've met maybe one or two of our members. Maybe it's not just that you're going to be now interacting, not everybody. It's all of the structure that needs to come in will come in that regard. But right now, all of the things is also the reason why we're also moving digitally, where we are not managing this first manually, so that you can coordinate your things yourself. If you have funds in the platform, you can show you have funds in the platform. This is how much I have on the platform. So look at it. If you have requested withdrawal, I'm supposed to get to you in 24 hours or 48 hours, you can see, you can show it, and it's provable. It's not something that is just happening via manual process. I'm not even like that manual process. Many people, one of our team members working back in is tiring for a lot of them. And when I say there are questions, sometimes there are questions that people are going. I don't want to go into some of those details. It's a lot managing the whole process. So imagine you are doing that for a number of people. Even when people are doing small funds, and you have to still give everybody the same amount of time, amount of respect and resources and all of that. So, so the only critical member that anything can happen to is me. If that's what you're worried in quote. But what we're doing, like I said, we're already putting the processes in place to ensure that everything else can run outside of me. Like I said, we're bringing in venture capital to run it to come. When I say bringing in, investing into Playtives, they are investing into Playtives. I didn't want to go that route before. I just wanted to maintain a small commit and just build and all of that. But we realized that we cannot make the kind of impact that we want to make going at that slow pace. We have to go at a faster pace. And I think when I started realizing that, I started spending my money. That's why I knew it's time for it's time to do this thing differently, and also the reason why we are also beginning to add more like a bit of a Playtives money. Our Playtives will also make money from this into some of these deals, so that we are not doing things for okay. What happens in one click? So I think I've answered that. Is there a past record figures of the payments paid out to those who invested? Yeah, some of them are here. That have received payments. Some of them are here. It's not, and I don't know why many does not always like to say publicly. If they don't mind, I can mention their names. They're here that have received payment that are currently invested. Some of them are here. We have a dedicated group for co-owners as well. We have an aspiring co-ownership community. We have the one for those who have co-funded something or co-owned something here as well. So let me see. There's somebody's name I saw that joined earlier. I don't know if he's still here. He's still here too. Okay. I don't know if you just permit me. He had been in. He's not currently in any trade right now. He's one of those that co-funded millions, and then So I wanted to mention there's a number of them that are here. I don't know how to explain it. So so is there partial? So yeah, we have the records, we have the information already of all of them. Many people also do what they call rollover, meaning that their profit for this month, I wanted to add it to my money for the next month. So that way, it's not just my money that is in the next trade and all of that. And those are things that many people want to bring into the digital space, you can see where they are, what they have, how many months, what their portfolio looks like, and all of that. So by themselves. Like I said, I'm trusting that before the next trade cycle, we will not do the manual. Everybody can just do that digitally, and would have transmitted everybody current one into their digital profile, and then that's what you just log in or create an account, and then we put that there for you. I hope that answers your question. I wanted to ask what are the taxes on the letterbox business? Taxes are like every other business. So as you earn money, based on the revenue that you earn, you charge the regular UK taxes. I think I've forgotten the way UK charge that tax. However, the best thing as a business owner is you find a way. I don't know if it's legal for me to say because this meeting is being recorded. You find a way to what's that thing they say? It's not tax avoidance. Tax. What do you call it now? No, it's not tax evasion. But I think is it tax avoidance that is legal? One of them again. So you find a way around it that you put a lot of cost on your business. Let me just put it like that. So if your business the letter is making a lot of money, you are worried that the government will take 40% tax, whatever tax. There are ways around it. People have done it. And it's legal. It's not illegal. So that's what you do at Daisy. I hope that answers your question. I think organic is better. Organic. Yeah, I know. I understand how organic is better, but like I said, I want a structure that runs honestly. What I'm trying is that runs outside of the 6 of us that are currently in the team right now. I want a structure that runs outside of that. I want a structure that runs outside of that. And what we are trying to build is not just for Nigeria. Like, do you understand? People can co-own assets in the UK, in the US, in Gambia, across. It's a long process, and it's is resource intensive. Even research, finding people, meeting, and when I say come of the course that we have incurred, that I don't want to come and talk about that. I'm having to do personal funds to do. There's no point doing that. So why we can put the structure, I can, yeah, I will still be lead, but I don't necessarily have to be the day-to-day in that regard. So that's why, while I know the organic part is better, but for now, as long as not those things will not derail us from our core mission, our core theme, essence of the platform. When I start talking about it, they know I can take long talk about what we are trying to do, what the vision, what the mission is, and it affects all of us, all of us. Maybe if you have time, we have, my number in the group. One of it, we can have conversation. I'm free. Even though I always chat from my one-on-one, but I can have when it comes to talking about this, I can explain what we are trying to and what we are doing. I said I was going to be sharing it in the community going forward. I've not had much time to do that, but we will. For you to understand exactly what we are building. No, I'm not trying to be, nobody has built what we are building. What we are trying to do, what we are doing. Not that I know of. People that do crowdfunding, that do segment in this, what we are doing is not helping people to build wealth through co-ownership in the real sense of what we are trying to do. So what happens if something happens to you? Then of course I'm really interested. First, right, like I said, we have put a structure in place where we have an existing accounting firm that is also has access to our accounts. What we are doing, what we are trying to do, structure is in such a way that because we also have to be careful right now is people's funds, right? So I do not want any fund to leave the account or accounts without my knowledge or without my approval. So that's important for me, right, at least right now at this stage. But what happens is that if anything ever happens to me, the funds are always there. If the fund is either with the trade part supplier or in the account, and the trade supplier at the end of every cycle, the funds return back into the account. So what that means is that you can easily place your requests, to the company. I'm not the only one in the company. There are already team members in the company. The co-own mail, like I mentioned, is not managed by me, but even though I get copied in all of the mail because it's still the early stages, I want to be very involved in all of those things. So your funds are in a cycle. That's for co-funding in a cycle or in the account. That's either of that. So if it's co-ownership, you already own the assets. You've already created a structure. There's already management that is managing it. And then you get paid because you sign a lease agreement, management. Do you understand? So I don't want to say I'm less or irrelevant in the scheme of things. Yeah, I am now because I'm deliberate about ensuring that nothing leaves, at least for now. But as that structure comes in, I don't want to say I'll be a bit useless when it comes to the waiting for you to get your fund. You don't have to. Once you request to get your fund, it can easily be, there's already accounting people that will just easily make that transfer to you. Pauline, thank you, Pauline, Madam Pauline, for answering some people that have received payments and she's still in. I know one or two people. Is there a wait period for like 3 months to a year before receiving payment once you invested? No. Don't forget, it's for the co-funding of the palm oil trade. It's the way we structure that we work with, because I speak about cash flow based investments is the reason why one of the why we come up with this. And because I like to only teach about what I've done. There are a lot of things I can talk about when it comes to investments. I only like to know what I've done or what I know people who are already doing. So before we even brought the palm oil co-fund as a Playtives offer, I and a group of friends already were doing it way back. That every month the money just goes to and it comes back. Like, why are our people not also doing this? Because for those who don't know, Playtives started as a film funding platform. We co-funded a film, and we're planning to be co-funding a bit, not co-fund or co-own rather films, movies. One of the films is called The Life of a Nigerian Couple. You can find the link somewhere on my Instagram. However, films don't make return money fast. I will not lie to you. 2023 was where we did our first film that we co-owned. I think we now did 2 or 3 afterwards. No, I think 3. Till today, till today, 2023, till now, no, I have not received 1 naira from the film. But guess what? In that 2023, less than 2 months after, for some reason, I saw the model. This thing's going to take longer. These are things that are going to happen. So I reached out to every single one who invested in that trade, in that film. They were supposed to start expecting money in 18 months. Some of them are big online. There are names that I know that you can reach out to that are in that film co-funding. And I reach out to them and say, this is what's happening. But so all we plan to do is refund everybody's money for now. And when we are fully ready and structured and we can talk about, we can determine the profit, and when the profit really come, we'll bring it, we'll invite people back. So I personally found a way to use my own money to refund everybody, which I think with 1%, just so that, because at least their money has stayed all with us for like, I think a month or 2 months or so. It was not up to 3 months, it was 2 months or thereabouts. They refunded everybody back. Till today, I have not received 1 naira from that stuff. I just don't want to be, if it's not for privacy, I will show you an email. I don't know if there's, because there's no way I'm going to log into the email that I'm not going to see other things. I'll show you an email from one of the film producers, the film executive director. That was a month ago. That Canal Plus wanted to buy the film for 40,000 euros in French region. And of course, we take part of that. Is, I think we did like, is it half or whatever, when they pay, they will tax, when they remove the taxes, you share it, whatever amount is left, part of that comes to us. But that was a month ago. They have still not done anything now. They are still trying to market and sell the film to other regions or other and make a lot of money. But imagine if I had kept people's money since that time. They said that scam, this and all of those kind of things. Thankfully, we didn't do that. So I think I don't know what I got to that conversation, but I think it's about you asking, is there a wait period for like, so hey, I was saying that. So since then we stopped. I literally stopped Playtives until, is it April or May or thereabout this year? You know, I say, okay, no, now we are not going to be a film co-funding. We are now a co-ownership, a structured co-ownership platform. But I realized that when we say start come and co-own this thing, people will not understand it well. That's why we started with co-funding, where you can easily see your money fast, easily. And I say, when we now say come and co-own this asset, there's also anything with this. It's a lot. You've already been we've kind of already sensitized you around it, so it's easy for people to get into that. So what we have with the co-funding is monthly payments. You can choose to be earning your money in every month, which is if it's 2%, you get it every month, either in your accounts, or you can say you want to roll it over, meaning that this 2% that I get this month, add it to the next month. Now, if I add 1 million and I got 2% of, it's 2% 10,000, if I'm correct, or 20,000. Let me just say it's 10,000. If you add, this is the next month now, let's roll it over so that in the next month I now have 1,010,000. And if I want, I can choose to add money to it or not, or that, and that just goes on like that. So, and at the end of my 3 months, then I get my full money and the full profit. You get, but if I choose that I want to get my money in your account, you can request, get your money in your account every month, and at the end of the 3-month cycle, you get your full money as well. So, depending on the ones that you choose. This model that I'm explaining is based on what we have done. Like I said, when the platform is out, hopefully before, you will not, we would have tweaked the model to be a lot seamless rather. This deal, you can co-fund this deal, or you can invest in this deal for a fixed monthly profit. It's structured and it's only be for 3 months. It's only going to be for 2 months. So that way, we would have just added a deal with the trader or trade supplier, whoever it is that we're doing stuff with. This is the operator. How much this is how much we are able to raise. Okay, we are looking to raise 50 million naira or 20 million naira. Okay, how much is it going to be a trade? As a trade, if you do this trade, what's the potential return? We look at all of that based on their past papers. Okay, this is what is going to come to you as the operator, what's going to come to us. That we use all of that to coordinate and know that, okay, this is what is possible, you are going to handle on this, and then we put all of that out there. So I hope that answered your question, Eni Morono. Lastly, please explain this palm oil workings again. There is a brochure for the palm oil working. So for those who are new, if you join the community, we can send you the brochure for that. But it's simple. It's buying and selling. It's commodity trade supply. There is a company or companies that need it in large quantity. So let's take Dufil, for example. They need 1,000 metric tons. And there is an LPO that they release. So once they release an LPO, it means that they're already bound by it. Once you supply that LPO, they will pay you based on the price of that LPO. Minimum. So the supplier now goes to find the palm oil at a lower price, but still the same quality that they require, because there's a particular quality that they need, and supply them. So in many instances, the supplier is not able to do 1,000 metric tons. Even if it's able to do, we now come to the supplier and say, okay, the ones that we are left, you cannot finish or finish in the order. Let us be the one to co-fund it. We will give you the money for 50 metric tons, which is one truck. Or if we can do 100 metric tons, or if it's 70 metric tons. So we'll give you the money. You buy. So meaning that what you earn exactly based on the LPO that you have is what we earn. The difference is that you take a commission on each of the metric tons. So if one metric ton is, I think 1,927,000, the last one, if I'm correct, somebody can check the agreement. I mean, 1,927,000 and it's sold for 2,030,000. You can do the calculation. The profit margin on that is 100 and something thousand naira. And we did 50 metric tons. Multiply 100, let's say it's 100,000 just for accounting purpose. 100,000 multiplied by 50 metric tons, that should be 50 million, if I'm correct. Sorry, 5 million rather, if I'm correct. That's 5 million that you earn on a full truck of 50 metric tons. So if you now do 100 metric tons, 200 metric tons, you can multiply that way. So that 5 million, that's what the person earned on the stuff. For those who cannot, so you cannot, that's if you fully own the truck. If you don't fully own the truck, you can co-fund the truck, but we have a minimum entry point. That's in the past. Like I said, I'm saying this just to explain in the new ones that you're going to see, most likely all of them will be clear on your web or platform. So minimum can be 7.5 million. And 7.5 million in, you know, 7.5 million in the 90 million truck, because the full truck, our 50 metric ton is about 90 million, 90 something million. What is 7.5 million in it? How many percentage does that come to? So that percentage is what you earn in the profit, in the full profits of 4 million something. I think 4.6 or 4.7 million. Do you understand? That's what you earn in that regard. I hope that answered. But there's a document, there's a brochure for it that we can share with you. Like I said, you may not necessarily have to go this route. Hopefully, we are deliberate that even the form, when you fill the form, we don't want to send you agreement. We are hoping that we finish the platform. It's a lot easier. So you can do it that way. You can see it's a lot clearer. You can easily do, even though you can document the agreement and the trades, you can document all of that. Obina, Mr. Legend, you're truly living. I keep doing this good work. Thanks a lot. Obina is, I don't know if I should tell you, Obina is doing, he's a big man, but he's been part of, even though it's not allowed, he's not there, he's there, but he's been part of the trade co-funding. And he also does big things. He also does things in logistics, and he's a big man. Yeah. It was part of the, we had this thing for those who want to go into palm oil as a business. We call it palm oil business mentorship program. So we brought someone who is already doing millions of dollars in palm oil production, supply, exporting, and all of that. So that mentored for how many weeks? Was it 4 weeks or thereabout? So Obina is building I don't know if I'm allowed to say all this thing I'm saying about you. He's doing big things as well, you know, even though he's still doing this stuff, Playtives as well. So, and also building a partner, he's also building things in farm. He has is it chick now? Is it chick? I don't want to give too much information, but he's doing big things. He's a big man. Is there a way to go through letterbox business again? What's it? Timmy, we cannot go through it again, but you can watch the video at the end. What's the requirement? Simply for franchise, you need 10,000 or 10,500 points for franchise. So for those who are interested, let us know in the group. We are going to put in a separate group or remove those are in the current letterbox group. And so we are going to bring a franchise owner that's going to coordinate with you, and you can sign up in. We can watch some of this video, which will be recorded. You can watch after. Is this an automated platform where you can see your earning and projection, or is it done manually like what we are doing now? So what we are doing, no, it's not done manually. It's still a bit of manual and automated. Automated in the sense that you are seeing it in your view. Co-fund palm oil supply trade, or co-fund soya beans. It doesn't have to be palm oil, it can be anything, because we are trying to look for more operators. It's not just here. So co-fund, let's say we are going to co-fund palm oil supply trade. What's the timeline? 30 days or 40 days or 50 days. All of those things clear. What's the projected income? Projected income is 2%, 3.8%, and then whatever 1%. Is projected. Is funds going to be locked? No, it's just 30 days. Now, the ones that funds is going to be locked is, you will see that, 6 months, 3 months. So it means that this one is for 3 months, your fund, you are not getting your fund. But profits payment is monthly. At the end of every month, you can, based on the settings, your fund you can request your fund to be paid to your account, or you can choose to roll it over based on all of that. So that's what that is. So what we currently operate now is manual. but we are trying to move to the automated one. Kindly provide link to the masterclass on chat. Link to the masterclass. Where do I have that link? I know, are you here? I know I saw you. Are you still here? I've been trying to make you host. I can't make you host. Let me see. Link to the masterclass. Let me look for that link for you. Are you in the WhatsApp, in the aspiring co-ownership community? Because I know we shared that before now. August. I would let me see. I think I have it. I'll put it in the chat now. Okay, I found it. All right, found it. All right. Link to the masterclass is in the chat. Let me see any other question that I have not chat rather. I have not responded to. Yes, please share the brochure. That's the brochure for the palm oil, right? Wait, I think there is there's one here. I don't want to go. I just saw that there's a link there. You can download that as well. Yeah. Okay, I'll send you two. Now, remember that some of this information is based on what I said we currently operate right now. Like I mentioned that it's some of those things may change or it's going to be changing going forward. It's also based on some of the deals we are making with the operator, some of the issues that they had in the past trade. So they are saying that going forward, they cannot do this, they cannot do that. For some who don't know, for example, is the issue that affected. See, the last cycle we could not do co-fund or full fund. We were only able to do option C, which was fixed money profit. It's part of these challenges that we're having with them. They are saying that certain things is not working in certain ways. So we're trying to always fine-tune the model that works as much as possible. So it's part of that. So some of the things then may change, like I said. So that way, it's also why I think the platform even makes it a lot easier. So it's only what is available and the timeline. We don't have to do the long timeline of 1 year. You don't have to do, okay, just this one is for 3 months. Okay, this one is going to be for 6 months. This one is just going to be for 30 days. This one is going to be for 1 year. Do you get it? So you can just come on it and then I can close accordingly. Okay, I think that's all the question I see here. I believe so. I don't think there's another question. All right. Thank you so much, guys. You guys have been here with me for almost 2 hours. Thank you so much. Some people have left, but many of us have been here. Any other thing else before we close the session? So please, for the letterbox, just indicate in the letterbox group, or if you're in the Playtives Aspiring Co-ownership group, that you're interested in that, we'll create a special session for you. And if you are here, you're not yet part of the Playtives Aspiring Co-ownership community, please request for the link to join that community in the group. We'll send you a form, Google form. Please, when you fill the form, don't rush. At the end of the form, you should find it. There should be a link that leads you to come join the community. Then someone will assess it and then bring you in. Thank you so much, Adeze, for saying thank you. All right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Madam Pauline. Thank you, DBC. Sorry, anybody that I put Madam is because I kind of already know them. So what I don't know, so don't mind if I'm calling your name, it's because I can't put a face, even though I know some names, I don't. So Layomi, thank you too. All right, guys, let's have a beautiful day, everybody. Let's enjoy our weekend. We'll see you again in the comments. Bye for now.